They say that a country that doesn't prioritise national security does so at its own peril, and of course nothing could be further from the truth than this government. In the previous Parliament, under the so-called stewardship of the then Attorney-General, this government gutted Home Affairs because this government does not believe in national security. That much is very, very clear. In the last Parliament, I had the privilege of being the Deputy Chair of the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security, a very important committee. Some would say I'd be one of them that's the most important committee in this place. Why? Because it deals with the national security of our nation. But when you look at the internal, factional tug of war that went on in the last government, in the last Albanese government, we saw, as I said, Home Affairs being gutted in some sort of power grab, some sort of institutional power grab by the then former Attorney-General. But we saw that this just absolutely failed. It failed, and I was watching this train wreck unfold. When we were in government, when a terrorist organisation or an organisation that was going to be considered to be a listed terrorist organisation, when we were in government, that was done in a matter of a few short days. But because under this lot, under Labor, because of the gutting that they did of the Home Affairs Department, we saw information ping-ponging between the Attorney-General and the Home Affairs Minister. Information went missing or information wasn't being attended to by various ministers, and it was taking up to 60 days to list an organisation as a listed terrorist organisation. When we were in government, we would do it in 2 or 3. Results speak for themselves. And a government that does not prioritise national security puts 27 million Australians at risk. Now, I know, having served on that committee, just how disinterested this government is in relation to national security. I'll give you another example. In the last Parliament, the PJCIS was not formed for weeks after the Parliament recommenced. Weeks and weeks went by. And I hope that that is not repeated again in this Parliament. It's been 3 months since this government won power again. Okay, we're in our 2nd week of sitting, so I'll give them some leeway, but let's wait and see how long it takes this government to prioritise the formulation or formation of the most important committee in this place. And bearing in mind, it is the Prime Minister. It is the Prime Minister that chooses who sits on that committee, in consultation with the Leader of the Opposition. But it's the Prime Minister who chooses that. So, Prime Minister, get your skates on. We need to ensure that the PJCIS is formed as quickly as possible. Now, we have seen instance after instance in the last Parliament of where this government has failed to prioritise the national security of Australians. We've seen the NZYQ case. We've seen circumnavigation of Australia by the People's Liberation Army, Navy, but apparently that's all fine, nothing to see here. We continue to see mixed messages by this government. I don't know whether the Defence Minister actually talks with their Foreign Minister, but the Defence Minister acknowledges that we're in the most geopolitically unstable period since 1945, but apparently there's nothing to see here because we're all friends with the CCP again, and we'd all like to go and spend 6 days in China like the Prime Minister just did. Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.